Why, hello and happy Wednesday. How is everybody doing? Jetstorm, Dean, Frisky Frog Blues, it is a delight to see you. I hope that you are doing quite well. I am doing extremely fine. I played D&D last night. It was lit. Other than that, nothing very exciting has happened. Sophie made me a really good salad. Hardly news. Hi, Dean. How are you doing? I hope it's good. Did the Discord not message the Discord? The bot's supposed to do it, but I guess maybe D needs to kick the bot. Kick the bot. Kick it. I did actually post that I was live most other places though. So that is a step in the right direction for me. Because usually by the time I'm going live, I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to talk to anyone. None of these Discord bots work properly? No. Yeah, it's botted. I don't do that. That's like the only one I don't do. Which is why, that's why the Discord one usually works. And everything else gets an update as and when I feel like my chakras are suitably aligned. Do you know what I mean? Like, I am so bad at being like, I should tell everyone I've gone live, but I don't feel like I have anything to say, so I won't post that I've gone live. And to be honest, I did a really stupid going live post today, and I shouldn't have, because one, I should have found some clips of me playing the game that I played last stream, and two, we literally have a PowerPoint to do today, so I should have, like, led with the PowerPoint. Jesus Christ, I've been flashbanged. So yeah, I should have led with the PowerPoint, but, like, I didn't, obviously. And well, you know what? It is what it is, babes, alright? Now watch the bot post a notification 3 minutes after mine. Probably. Look, Dean has built many things. And I mean, it's Florence bot telling the Discord bot, right? I believe. Something like that. I don't know. What the hell do I know? I was watching her stream and she said unprompted, the totally beautiful girl? No, she did not. No, she didn't. Don't tell me sweet, sweet lies. To be honest, though, I'll take him. I will. I will. Where's Florence cam? Okay. Florence's cam is on the floor. No, I'm using another bot at the moment. Okay. I don't know the bot situations. Honestly, you scoundrel. Honestly, I'm barely aware of what the situation is on my own actual stream on my end, let alone what the bots are up to. Do you know what I mean? So I just roll with it. If things are working, I say thank you, and if they're not, I say, well, I couldn't do any better. So, you know. But yeah, it's fine. I mean, I guess it doesn't help as well now there's like 2 channels to keep an eye on. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway, I hope everybody is having a nice Wednesday. I don't have any good like drama for us, but I do have a PowerPoint, which is the best of the subreddit r/insane parents. So we can get into that in a minute. And we can hopefully enjoy the light to medium torment that is insane parents. I made Sophie go through it. I haven't actually... Thank you for the follow. I haven't actually seen any of the things on here, so those will be my like first reactions to them, which I think is fun, but also is probably, I think whatever Sophie constitutes the best of insane parents is probably going to be actually diabolical. It's a cold read. Yeah, well, I think it's more fun that way, rather than me going, oh my god, this one's going to be so good. Oh wait, no, it's the next one, you know? You know what I mean? Anyway, so that's the vision, that's the plan. And then we also have some Schedule 1 that we can play, because we just actually started to get into our bag in the illicit drug dealing criminal thing. Underworld. I don't know. I'm just providing a service to the people, alright? They want a little weed. Okay, I was jumping on the trampoline before it started for the going live video, and I've messed up my clothes. Everything's going everywhere. Okay, we're fine. We're okay. Shockingly, putting on an outfit and then leaping, it took like 5 videos to get the video to post. So I was probably jumping for a good 5 minutes, maybe longer. Thanks Christ, my drugs aren't illicit anymore. Well, that's the thing. The drugs I'm selling are the ones that are not illicit in most countries. No, that's not true. But in America and many other nations. But I think I can move on to ones that are illicit. But we're going to get there, I think. I think that's the vision, and I think that's the plan. Also, what else? I have been up to many exciting and interesting things. I am working on a whole bunch of different videos right now, which I'm really hyped for. I also discovered something that I've never done before. And I mean, this isn't a discovery. Like, someone's gonna... Like, people do this. I just hadn't done it before. Which is, when I want to write something for a video, I usually sit down with my keyboard and I write it down, right? Like, I script something and then I record it. And so today, I realized a lot of the time, when I'm doing something boring, right? Like, I'm doing my makeup, I will have ideas, and then obviously my hands are busy, so I won't be able to write them down. Duh, no shit, right? And so I'll have like, oh, in the script I should say this, and then when I go to write it down, I'm like, I don't, what did I say? So I realized I live in the future. My phone has a microphone on it, so I literally set my phone up to do text to speech, and as I was doing my makeup, I just literally spoke out loud what I was thinking of. And I haven't got a good system for it yet. I'm doing it with like Google Keep, and they only let you keep like really, if you stop talking, it stops recording like instantly. So I was having to be like, hello and welcome to this thing, and like not stopping talking. But obviously it's not what's going to go in the video. It just then can become the script, and I'll record it properly, like not shouting at my phone on the desk. But I genuinely felt like such a genius, because usually by the time I've had all these ideas, I then go to write it down and I'm like, I forgot everything I was thinking. I forgot it all. So yeah, I need to find like a good text-to-speech system that doesn't cut you off every time you breathe. But other than that, we're great. And admittedly, it did like not get all of my words right. Like I said, like, I'm not usually a something girly, and it was like, I'm not usually a garlic. And I was like, okay, I can't expect more from you. Like, I cannot expect more from you, Google Keep, but it's something. So anyway, if I'm also really like pleased with this, and I'm probably going to go back and try and read it and be like, that doesn't make any sense. It is true. I'm not usually a garlic. Yeah, where does it say garlic? Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, my phone's going crazy. We're all, my friends and I are deciding what film we're going to see tomorrow, because we had tickets to go and see Lady in the Yard, but all the reviews are kind of bad. And my other friends have been cracking on non-stop about how there's a film called like The Last Breath, which thankfully isn't like an embarrassing romance, and it's about like someone on a boat sinking. And they're like, it's so good, you'll love it. So I'm trying to decide if I want to go and see a mid-tier horror movie with people, or a film about people drowning on my own. Text-to-speech only works properly if you speak like Stephen Fry usually. Well, I think, in my opinion, I am quite lucky in the sense that I have a very normal, ordinary, like an accent. Okay, so I don't mean normal or ordinary. I mean an accent that a lot of voice models are trained on. If you're doing an English voice, it usually sounds like me, right? So yes, I'm not as posh as Stephen Fry, but it doesn't sound that far off, right? Because I've got that, like, I'm not too South fucking London, right? But I'm also, I mean, I could be a little bit more Surrey. Hello. But then I think that that gets a little bit difficult for it to understand as well. So I think I'm kind of okay. I just think that it doesn't understand the concept of using the word girly as a descriptor, right? Stephen Fry puts it on in private. He talks like Danny Dyer. Eloquent. I mean, I fucking wish. That would be funny. Nothing wrong with a bit of Danny Dyer. I actually think Danny Dyer is kind of putting it on, but it's really difficult though, because, okay, phone, get a grip. Okay, hang on, I need to work out how to shut this fucking bastard up. I was waiting for a delivery today, so I had to have my phone on loud, and now every time one random person bongs me a message like, I think I'm gonna go see the film at 6. It's like, anyway, we're fine. So, yes, I will say, usually I don't have an issue with it. I'm not sure if the Google Keep thing's supposed to be like, pick up the children at 3. Not like, hello and welcome to my newest video. One must enunciate. Yeah, also not while you're also like doing your lip liner. You're like putting on lipstick while recording, like, and the phone's like, I'm gonna need you to speak more clearly. But anyway, it's fine. I was happy with that. It's definitely something I'm gonna do more in the future. I just gotta find an app for it that isn't Keep, because Keep's like, girl, that's over 10 seconds, you're freaking me out. So I currently have 4 different little notes, like audio notes entitled like video part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, there will 100, I mean, there's like 1,000,000% this is a thing. I just suddenly, I was like, I'm having good ideas. I should write these down, but I'm like in the shit. Yeah, baby! DMW Kashi with a tier 3 sub and 8 months. Holy shit. You are the bomb. Everybody spin a lemon, shake a lemon, and do whatever you can to say thank you and congratulations and well done to DMW Kashi, who is, I don't know how many tier 3 subs I have, but I know it's not many. So you're a good half my sub points. I appreciate you. Oh, also on the lemon front, I did something scandalous that I must show you. Hang on. Oh, we're doing stuff with the chair. I repotted the lemon tree. I want to inspire it. I wanted to inspire it by showing it what it needs to do. Just a slight... No, this isn't Elgato anymore. We're now on Avamedia, because Avamedia can handle it better. Avamedia doesn't shit itself like the second that there's an issue. That being said, I've still only put the ferrite rings on the cables. I haven't used the shielded cables yet, and I haven't wrapped the chair in copper tape yet. So we still have more steps. This is only step 1, and we're already this good. But yeah, so the lemon tree has been repotted. It's doing quite well. I'm going to try and get it all up in your face. Hang on. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Look at the one. Right, can you see? There's buds. And can somebody tell me if that is a lemon? Is that a lemon? It looks like fruit. I think we might be on our way to a lemon. Tell me if you think I'm wrong, though, because I've never grown a lemon before. But, yeah, something's happening there. Because you can see, like, there was a flower there. Hang on, we got to There was a flower there, and now there's this. You know what I'm saying? What kind of nips you got going on? Anyway, it's making a full recovery after that time when all its leaves fell off. And it's in its new pot, and it looks really cute. So shout out to the lemon tree. If it dies, I die. Don't die. Stay alive. Love you, tree. I really do think that there could be a lemon on the agenda. We got to keep this bitch moisturized. Don't die. And by that, I mean watered, hydrated. Catchy! Oh my god! Gifting 10 subs. Dope Trailer, Martin, Man Pie, Hermit Andy, Mick Me One Mate, The Smurf, Misguided Ghost, Check Your Posture, Hexamine, and Bagheera Wants to Game. Slay. Love all of that. Everybody, welcome. I don't want to spin it all the way around. That feels risky. Enjoy the lemon tree. It welcomes you. The lemon tree becomes like a religious symbol to the community. Like, you have been anointed. ASMR, lemon tree ASMR. You feeling soothed? I hope so. We're already on a level 4 hype train, which is fucking stunning. If there is anybody here who has a sub that they want to share, I'd love it, babes. I'd fucking love it. But, you know, to do more hype train stuff. But if not, do not worry. Just chill. I know that everyone... We're all destitute, so we got a vibe.
Emotes.
But I will say there are new emotes, and they are really cute.
Dance Lemony 35, Dance Lemony 35, Party Lemony 35, Party Lemony 35, Party Lemony 35, Tea Lemony 35, Tea Lemony 35, Tea.
Oh, I didn't even say the last one. Oh, wait, that was the cheer emote. Use your brain. Use your brain!
Choo-choo,
Scotty!
tickets, please.
I didn't mean Scotty. I meant Frisky Frog, Woogly, and then Scotty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have pushed it up to a level 5 hype train. You were stunning and gorgeous. And thank you so much. We have hit our sub thing. Did we lose 5 instantaneously? I swear it said we had... Did it go up and down, like, immediately? Or am I losing my mind? Because I swear it said that we had 127. And then it was like 123. Was that just hilarious timing? Or am I wrong? Either way, heck yeah. Let me see if I can update the thing. You saw 117? Maybe that's what I was at before. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Let's assume the dyslexic is incorrect. Like, when it comes down to who knows what the hell is going on, it is so rarely me. I'm just going to vibe. We're going to say, hooray, hooray. No, here it says 127. It says goal achieved 127. Yo, Dean!
Lemony 35 dance, Lemony 35 dance, Lemony 35 love, Lemony 35 love.
Woo! Dean McBean, thank you so much. You rule, you are the bomb. I appreciate you lots. I also wanted to update my sub goal, but unfortunately my last ability to use Twitch has just fallen out. Hang on, we're going to work this out. We're going to go down to the bit that says, I don't know, Stream Manager maybe? Yeah, probably that. Stream Manager? No. I don't know. I don't know how to update it. I can't remember. Wait, here. Okay, it just looks laid out differently than I remember. Manage goals. Yes, bitch! Goal amount. Fucking... Okay, so for 127, we'll go 140. It won't type. End goal. Okay, we just got to start a new one. Yeah, 140. That would be nice. I'm just going to put... It would be nice. And then I'm going to start the goal. Brilliant. I googled lemon bud. It's a lemon. Are you joking? Are you actually joking that we are on our way to getting a lemon? Hang on. Hang on. I don't know. Google Images isn't very good anymore. So I got the blossom. I saw the blossom. But what happens after the blossom is the question. Okay, so theoretically... Okay, theoretically, according to this image, we're at an S7. I don't know why it's showing it nip side up, though. Because, like, yeah, girl, I know what blossom looks like. Also, who got in and pollinated my tree? Do you know what I mean? Oh, wait, hang on. Are we... I think it's similar. I mean, what else could it be? Whatever size it goes, I'm going to eat it. Just so that we're clear. I don't care. How small or big it gets, I'm eating it. And I'm going to do it on stream, of course. I don't care if I have to eat it rind and all. I grew it. I'm going to get food poisoning from it. I think it is. Okay, like, look at this picture. Do you see that there? I think that's it. No, Florence is not interested in the lemon tree. She did make good seasonal friends with the olive tree. So I have a little olive tree, which I was keeping outside. Because it can survive the winter. It just doesn't love it if it gets, like, frosty or, like, too cold. So, anyway, it's generally fine outside. Well, here's the thing. I was keeping it outside, and it was getting rained on way too much. And then that is something that olive trees fucking hate. Like, they're not a big fan of the cold, but you know what they hate? Getting too wet, and it was absolutely swimming. So I bought it inside. Hang on, we're about to finish the hype train. Thank you so much for the level 5 hype train. That is fucking insanely great. Thank you. Also, why isn't this working? Where's my Stream Elements activity feed? I was about to give everyone like a shout out. Thank you so much for supporting. And my last thing was a follow 2 days ago. That's just not true, babe. Docs. Okay, if I just close this, am I in disaster? Maybe. You got some new emotes! You got the frog! It's so cute! Enjoy! Audio mix the scene transition. How do I make this bitch refresh? If I F5 it, okay, if the stream light goes down, just know that it was my fault. Wait, no, I refreshed it. Yay! Thank you, Dean, Scotty, Woogly, Frisky Frog, DMW Cashy for being the big baller in that. Thank you everyone who took part. You are legends. Yeah, so so yeah, we might be a fruit farmer any minute. But yeah, I bought my olive tree in because I was like, it's getting rained on too much. It needs to come in and dry out and be warm and chill, right? Because it was looking kind of depressed. And Florence made good friends with it. Florence was nibbling on it. She was rubbing her face on its stick. She was biting on it. And I was like, this is okay. Like in the wild, a bird would land on you and you would survive. So yeah. But the lemon tree is not for her. I actually have a big issue where I love citrus and obviously Florence is a cat and therefore she fucking hates it. The issue being, if I, like, what's the word? If I eat grapefruit, especially, or oranges, she is like, ooh, I hate you, and leaves. But like in the evening, she likes to sit on my lap. So I'm there going, do I eat this orange? Do I keep the cat on my lap? Eventually I'm going to get scurvy because I keep not eating the orange. And then I have way too many oranges. It's like a whole thing. Honestly, I'm hanging by an absolute thread. If the stream goes down, just know it's my fault. Yeah, I mean, that's often the fact. It is often the case. I will say that. So anyway, I've been hard at work at very boring things that nobody cares about, which I love for me. But you know who else has been hard at work? Are we ready for a presentation? Are we prepared to be presented? God, I wish this wasn't so awful on my face. The dream is to make this a video, but God, I look ghastly. Actually, if I'm small. Oh, Sophie. You knobhead. One day she'll remember. Hey, Ree. How you doing? Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with the light flashing off me like a ghost. It's not my fault. The greasy skin of an Italian. Okay. We're just gonna deal with it. Are we psychologically ready to deal with this? Maybe. So, to begin, I need to set us up. And that is that I have been perusing the internet for quite some time because I like doing... Actually, let me get rid of this background song. Goodbye, background song. Well, why is it in dark mode there? So, not to like show you behind the scenes, but look, it's in dark mode here, but then when I go into like full presentation mode, it goes light. We want it to stay dark, but I do not have editing rights. It's harsh. I don't have the rights, or I'd do it. Also, I think it's probably an image, and basically the thing that I have installed. Present using Chromecast. I need to buy a projector. We're going to start presenting standing up with a stick. How does everyone feel about that? Okay, sub goal is to buy a projector so that I can dramatically present on the back wall. I think it would be fun for me. And a laser pen. Exactly. Okay, we need the budget. All right, I don't want to overreact, but we need to get the budget together. You could do it digitally. How? How do I digitally project upon my wall? What, you mean like a green screen? Soph already has one. I know, I bought it for her. It's firmly attached to her ceiling. Oh, a giant flipper chart. Yeah, but then I need a giant flipper chart printer. Right? I'm down with a giant flipper chart, but then I need a way to print the information to put it on the flipper chart. Because if it's just me writing it, and I'm dyslexic, and I'd be writing it all, having to write it all mirrored for you guys, most likely, it would be disastrous. Can you imagine? Everything spelt wrong. It would literally, people would think that I was trying to summon Satan. You need cheaper ideas? Well, I know. Don't talk to me about it. It's not my fault. I think it's a good idea. Well, okay. So what idea do you have to more interestingly present a presentation that doesn't involve you getting flashbanged by disgusting white light directly in your face? That are cheaper. Green screen chroma key. And all the pizzazz. I mean, look. I could get a green screen. There are some cheap projectors. Hang on. I'm going on Amazon. Nah, fuck it. I'm going on TikTok shop. Hang on. Amazon. Like, I'm not saying they're going to be good. Projector. Actually, I'm not spending money on anything because guess what? I paid for my Glastonbury ticket today. £80. £60. £49. Okay, it could be worse. £39 for the mini projector Enumally portable phone projector full HD 1080p. So, and it's got 4.5 stars. Yeah, it's a great name. One of the best. And this is only page 1. You know they're hiding the good shit. The really cheap shit. £59, £49, £35. Ah, the reviews are terrible though. Mini projectors support 4K 1080p portable projector with dual band is unfortunately only a 3.2 starer, but it's 35 quid. You know? And you can't sneeze in London for 35 quid. So, you know, you need a blank wall in a dark room. One thing at a time. We're not projecting anything, really. Are we? No. I was just joking about that. I have a presentation. Here's the problem. Okay? Can you tell when I open the presentation? So, the presentation is committing war crimes on me. No, you couldn't tell the difference? You can't tell the difference? No? No? Impossible to tell, right? Anyway, the point being, I was joking and saying what I would do is I need a projector to project it on the wall and then a pointed stick. And then I'll project things standing up. And then Rilu said I needed a flip chart, like one of those big flip charts. And I like those better. But then you need a big flip chart printer, right? So then I was like, well, I'm not going to get access to that. So that's not great. Couldn't stay to that price in London indeed, because y'all now need me to pay for an extra document. I need a visa and yada, yada, yada. Don't talk to me. I voted no. I voted firmly no. I protested. Okay? I went to the protests before, during, and after. All right? I'm firmly against it. I've got a blue passport now. Admittedly, that's my fault because I accidentally washed my last one. Want to get stabbed or robbed for free? Live in London. Psh. How do you know someone doesn't live in London? They say that. Everyone is like, everyone in London's constantly getting stabbed. It's like, oh, fuck off. Like 9 million people. You know? Yeah, you don't need to pay. Did you pay to get robbed? You don't need to pay for that. That usually comes free. Like, honestly, like that fucking, who was that loser who was like, I feel too unsafe in London, so I'm moving to the peak of safety, Dubai. Good heavens. I know, it's tragic, right? No, but usually it's not Americans going on about people getting stabbed in London. It's usually just Northerners. It's like, guys, why are we turning on each other? All right. I bet they were pissed as well that the TV show called Adolescence was set somewhere in the north. I can't remember where. It was really good, though. I'm going to ask her if she can give me editing rights to the PowerPoint. Right, I've asked her. That's the thing, though. London isn't full of people who'd knife you. Londoners are generally quite nice. Like, the thing... Right, here's the thing. I'm just going to give you a quick London rundown, all right? Londoners, especially when you're in central London, and likely if you visit London, that's where you're going to be, because update, why the fuck would you go to Ealing? You're not going to go to Ealing, are you? No. You're going to go and see Big Ben and go see cats or something. You know, do normal tourist stuff, right? You're going to go flip off the king. So here's the situation. You go to London and you live in London, right? Like, I live in London. You go into central, right? Because most people don't live in central. You go into central and there's a billion squillion fucking people. Everyone's going somewhere. You've got 900 tourists running you over. You've got loads and loads of people. You've got like, you're looking for buses. There's like 62 bus ranks. You're trying to work out which one you need to get on. You're trying to get a taxi. You're busy, right? You got stuff to do. You can't talk to each other. However, if you ever actually need help in London, people will help you like no problem. I have never had an issue with like there was a time when I had fucking glandular fever and I was trying to carry a suitcase up the stairs. Literally, like the most random guy who didn't even speak English was like, "Do you want me to pick up your bag?" And I was like, right? Like, if you're lost, if you can't work out how to use your ticket, but people aren't going to stop and just chat with you, because why the fuck would we do that? There's a million people here and we are too busy. Do you know what I mean? So like, this is the thing. People think that because everyone ignores you, they're being rude. But they're ignoring you because you have to ignore everyone to get on with your day. If you ask someone for something, they'll help you. I swear to God. People ask me for shit in London all the time. And I'm like, yep, no problem. It's over there. It's around there, whatever. And I've done the same thing to other people. It's generally, people do not want you dead. They just want you out of the way so they can do their thing. Everything just needs to run smoothly. The reason that people are huffing and puffing at you is because you're unprepared and you're clogging up the fucking ticket scanner and you're being too slow and you should have got your ticket out in advance. And why did you still have a paper ticket? It's 2025. Okay? That's the situation. Right? Londoners talk to each other all the time. This is the... Look. Okay. Is there crime in London? Yes. Does it happen? Sure, right? Yeah. But like, I have lived here my whole life, like give or take some uni and some living other places for a bit, but like basically my whole life, right? I have literally never been robbed. Now, I'm not saying people don't get robbed, but like, right? Yeah, we are. No. The wrong kind of stand on the left, okay? Okay? No, look, it's just respect. Things need to flow, okay? And like, I don't know, loads of people are rich in London. I've also never been stabbed in Birmingham, but like, well, what does that mean? Also, when was the last time you went outside? All right, you're indoors with your dogs, hugging. Yeah, actually, you've been stabbed quite recently, haven't you? So I tried to rob me once. I said no and kept walking. That's so funny. I've been robbed in London, but I've also been robbed in Bristol. Man's got to rob someone sometimes, and it has to be you. No, Mr. Bojangles, not the double robbery. That's wild. I paid him to do the dishes and then mugged him on his way upstairs to teach him life lessons. That's so funny. Also, hi Thomas, I'm doing pretty good. Look, I'm not saying there's no crime, and I like making fun of London and do make fun of people, right? It's fine. I think sometimes the whole knife crime thing in London is a bit insensitive because a lot of it is like young people in poor areas getting involved in gangs and then stabbing each other. And that's really sad, right? Like, I think a mugging is funnier, right? I will say that. I think that like when you actually look into like, oh, London, oh, stabbing, oh, they're not gonna stab you, babe, because you know what? You've got money. You're not walking around the wrong area. You're not like, by wrong area, I mean like one specific road where a bunch of like angry teenagers are arguing about who's gonna sell who weed. Like the reality of it is it's not gonna come for you. So maybe don't be so hysterical. You know. When I first moved to Newcastle, the taxi driver turned his meter off, drove around the city centre, pointing me all the best bars and clubs. That's so nice. But like, I swear to God, most people are nice. Like, honest to God. Like, I have been, like, I'm using Egypt as an example because it's somewhere I've been a couple of times now. I've been to 3 different Egyptian cities. I've stayed there for a bit. I've gone into town. I've like not just been in my little coddled tourist area the whole time, right? And like, even then, when you are obviously the person there who's got like the most money in a situation or like whatever, like, and you're like, oh, I've got to be careful, I'm not getting scammed. People generally want to chill with you. Like, people are generally nice. So like, they're not trying to fucking rip you off, you know? They're not trying to be assholes. Like, you need to keep your wits about you, but it's not that fucking crazy, you know? And I just see people acting like everywhere they go, they're in danger. And I'm like, you know, the danger is all in your head. Like, half the time, people are just making shit up. And like, I wish it weren't true. Go, wait, I changed the background of this 3 times. It won't stay changed. I always walk around with noise cancelling headphones on, so if someone tried to ask me if I phone, I'd probably not noticed them. Truly! Oh my God. Like, I wouldn't even... What have I done? I've broken this in new and interesting ways. Yo, I'm seriously sabotaging this. How have I done this? Sorry, I'm trying to fix the PowerPoint, and I'm just not fixing it, evidently. I've just made it worse! What's the vision? Vision unclear. Non-Londoners in the UK go on and on about how dangerous it is, and they go to New York. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care if you want to say it's dangerous, but like, I do sometimes think, guys, you're kind of misunderstanding the situation, and it is a bit like take the piss out of Londoners for being fucking ponces. Take the piss out of them for being like overly obsessed with like shitty restaurants that are like really Instagrammable, you know? Everyone here works in fucking finance. Like, that should be what you're making fun of, not the 3 people who get stabbed. Like, that's shit. Like, the people who are going to fuck you over are the people who are going to steal your wages. Okay, we've got to make some changes. Now, where's the app I use to make the screen dark and spooky? Not take screenshot. Oh my God. Sorry, hang on. We're pulling it together. 3, 2, 1. Together. Shared with me. Now, what am I using? There is a Chrome add-on thing that I'm currently using, probably in my settings, which is making everything look dark mode because it kept flashbanging me on screen. That was good. However, I need to turn it off for a minute. People looking at each other. Why can't you look at people? Honestly, though, there is a subset of people who think that like anything that makes them even like mildly aware of themselves is like a crime. And I'm like, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes people are going to look at you. It's going to be okay. Is ogling okay? No, we're not going to ogle at each other, but we may look. People may see you. Okay, we're back in flashbang zone, but we're actually making progress. I know you wouldn't believe it, but believe me. Okay. That was a slight mistake. I've made a tiny mistake and it's no big deal. She's going to keep giving you updates. Okay. All right, now I just have to change the background on all of these, but that's okay. It's still okay. Clicking has only got one ball. There must be a way of doing all of these at once. Whatever, it's too late now. I'm committed. We're going to do it so fast. Oh, God. Yes. Yes. Okay. What's this? Oh my god. I look down for 1 second and see just absolutely some of the most diabolical filth I've ever seen in my life. And that's coming from me. I shouldn't have to live like this. Okay, so the good news is I don't actually, in the amount of clicking I'm doing, I haven't had time to read a single one of these, so that's good. Hey! Okay, stunning and brave. We've gotten to the end. That's already a lot better. Click, click, click. Those some fast fingers, Emily. What can I say? Talent. Hey, I'm walking here. No way. That's actually so funny. I'd love that. I like okay, I'm going to be honest. I actually like traveling without like entertainment quite a lot because sometimes I find the act of traveling already has enough going on in my brain. Like sometimes, especially like longer traveling, I want to zone out, right? But sometimes when I'm on the bus, I just want to sit there and like look at stuff as it goes by. I don't think that makes me categorically unhinged, you know? Just like sometimes I'm just kind of what I want to do, you know? But people do act like if you're not being because like being on the bus is already pretty stimulating. There's already a bunch of stuff happening. So, yeah, I don't know. Ah, we're making discoveries. Okay, we've officially fixed the PowerPoint. Bang. No, like, okay, I'm not saying about being on the bus for 20 minutes, right? I don't need there to be, like, sometimes I'll put something on. Sometimes I just want to sit there, right? Sometimes it's just quite nice to have a few minutes where you just sit quietly and don't do anything. Like, sometimes I sit there and I fucking do my Duolingo because I accidentally spent my 15 quid on it. So I'm going to do it for the year. You know, sometimes, yeah, I don't mind talking to people either. I really don't. I like putting headphones in. I like listening to stuff. I do it. But like recently I've just been finding sometimes it's just quite nice to have a walk quietly, you know? And usually I'm not traveling more. Like if I'm going into Central and I'm just sat on the train for like, I don't know, I'm going to be on the train for like half an hour or something. Because it's usually like 25 minutes on the train and then you've got to get the tube somewhere. So in that scenario, you know, I'll usually put something on. But like, I don't know, it's not that big a deal. I honestly think reading on public transport's weirder because it's really hard to do because you're like jiggling around. And I know this is a dyslexic thing, but like trying to catch those words as they're leaving me on the page. I'm like, come back here, you bastards. I can't follow it. So people are just sitting there literally reading like War and Peace. I'm like, you shout out. Like you have talent is all I'm saying because it could not be me. I've read the same line so many times on the bus, literally. I've been seething hatred of people, so why? They usually chill. Were you used to screens not moving? Yeah. I'm just words are already sliding about on their own, then you add the jiggling of the bus. I will say though I went to D&D yesterday, and usually, like every time essentially, I get the bus, right? It's £1.75. It's cheap, it gets me where I need to go. Brilliant. This one time I was like, right, I've just been posting some stuff. I am slightly running out of time rather than like rushing and being like 10 minutes late, which feels rude when it's like a D&D group and everyone's waiting to start. I'm going to treat myself to an Uber. And I got in this Uber and I'd had a really busy day and I hadn't realized I had eaten nothing, right? I'd had 2 coffees, one normal, one protein, some water, some supplements, and no food. By this point, it's like 6:30. And I only realized it when I get into this Uber and I'm immediately like, oh, fuck. I haven't taken a travel sickness tablet because it's not very far. It's like 15 minutes, right? I haven't taken a travel sickness tablet. I haven't eaten any food. And now suddenly, within like 2 minutes of being in this car, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm going to throw up on this man. Now, thankfully, based on not having eaten any food, I had nothing to throw up anyway. But I felt so bad because by the time I got there, I was like messaging Sophie, like, I'm going to need snacks, a glass of water, and a little lay down right now. Because, yeah, I nearly destroyed myself. And the bus is coming back. Transport in London, super cheap. Yes. Yes. And I love it. I went to Cornwall. I got on a bus in Cornwall and it was £3. I was literally sitting there like, awful. Criminal. Fucking hate cars. Cars piss me off. Why are they making me sick? Nothing else does. Nothing makes me sick. I have like an iron stomach except for travel, except for being on public transport. No, being on cars. Public transport's fine. I do have like, I always used to get kind of car sick, but I do have, and it's way worse now. And partly I think it's because of in lockdown, I didn't get in any cars for like a year and a half. So I think my body got like out of, like, stopped being used to it. But also, I had an eye test, and each of my eyes are only a tiny bit out, but in opposite directions. So one is a tiny bit long-sighted and one is a tiny bit short-sighted. Not enough to need glasses, but I'm not sure if that might be making me car sick. Like, it feels like it might, you know, that my eyes are like, trying to work out, you know, what's going on. Will the front end of the bus be destroyed by a pothole, filled and subsided roads in town today too? Yeah, I can't imagine what your fucking council tax might be like. Yeah, no, we're the same. Mine are just more dramatic. My niece have those weird car sickness glasses. I tried those once. I didn't feel like they worked and they pissed me off. And also you look stupid. And I just take a tablet and the box is like £2. So it's not that big a deal. This is what I'm thinking. I think my eyes are compensating and it makes me get motion sickness. That's what I think. I might, because the last time I went to the opticians, they were like, oh, your eyes are a tiny bit out. It's not worth doing anything about. Don't worry about it. Right? But I'm like, maybe what I need to do is get some glasses or contacts that I just use when I'm playing like first person games that might make me feel sick. Because like I don't notice it at all in my life. Like I can see really far, I can read anything. Like it's just, I think it's giving me travel sickness. Yeah, no, and I don't get me wrong. Like I know one day I will need glasses. Like both my parents didn't have glasses growing up, and eventually when they got into like probably like their 40s, they needed glasses, and also they're both super fucking stubborn. Some people need them just for using computers. Yeah, I truly think that my increase in travel sickness. The thing is though, my eyes got worse when I had that high intracranial pressure thing. So my eyes, I always had like vision like an eagle, and then I got high intracranial pressure, and it angered my nerve. And in my opinion, my eyesight's never been the same since. So the fact that my eyesight's still essentially really good, like for me, it's bad. You know what I mean? Because I used to be able to see like a freaking, like a demon. But it is just a natural part of life. And like, I'm just really lucky because like I haven't had to have anything done. Like I've never had a filling. I've never worn glasses. I mean, I have asthma or had asthma. I don't know. Like, so I had to have an inhaler, which was annoying. I turned 14, I actually noticed it. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I used to, when I went to the opticians, they would be like, oh my God, your eyesight's crazy. I want to see how far you can see. And I a couple of times opticians would be like, essentially just like playing games with me to be like, how far away can you see? You know? Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm lucky. I'm not being like, it's normal. Like most people have had fillings or, you know, like Sophie's had her nose cauterized, or Sophie also had her toenails done, you know, when they start growing. That thing. But yeah, like, yeah, oh my God. Now, I use the Quells travel sickness tablets and they slap. They're awesome. 10 out of 10. Not eye fillings, but like never had glasses, never had braces. Yeah, no braces, no glasses, no fillings, no anything, right? So like, I really can't complain that eventually I might need glasses, you know? Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the time where I pick up a packet like this and I'm like, oh, what does it say? You know, like, yeah. But I am missing a tooth and a bunch of fillings because my teeth came through fucked up. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not saying that, like, just to be clear, some people just have worse teeth than others. Like, my dad had really shitty teeth. Like, they were just really crumbly and he was constantly getting tooth work done. So but then my mum's teeth were like normal. And the fact that my teeth have just been good the whole time. Like, I always brush my teeth. I'm quite rigorous about that. But I know loads of other people who brush their teeth and still need fillings, you know? So, had braces, hated them. Had fillings, also hated them. The drill touched my tooth nerve for a fraction of a second and I died a million deaths. That's actually criminal. That is disgusting. Ooh, vile. Anyway, I wish that never happens to you again. Don't they numb you before they do that? Or is it not enough numbing to touch the nerve? I was digging something up my leg once and I touched a nerve. Don't. Just don't. Don't ask. Don't ask. Just know I nearly threw up, died, did a backflip, shat myself. I still sometimes think about it and come out in a cold sweat. So anyway, this is why we don't do at-home surgery on ourselves. Ever. Didn't numb the nerve. That's disgusting. That's fucking disgusting. I hate that. My fingerprints are still in the armchair. No, literally. I'll never forget that feeling. It was 2 thumbs down. I couldn't imagine having it happen in my mouth. That's no. Phantom events. When I was in hospital, I had a CT scan for some chest pains. Had no issues causing the chest pain, but they did find a nodule on my thyroid, and I have to get that investigated. But my body's like, let's give you more things. Okay. The thing I will say is, you'll be surprised how often you just have nodules. We think our bodies are like just vibing, right? You'd be surprised how often your body's like, I've just got this weird thing going on, but I'm fine. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure you're very stressed and it sucks. And it does suck and you do not deserve that and I would not wish it on you ever. But a lot of times, I've known people to go in for like lumps and bumps and nodules and it's just like, yeah, got like a sort of lumpy thyroid, to be honest. It's just pretty lumpy. Like, they go investigate. Oh, no. Oh, good. I'm glad. No. Obviously, they have to investigate it. And please don't take this as me saying all your lumps are normal, so don't get them checked. I'm just saying you'd be surprised how often the answer is just like, yeah, your body's just like that. Like, crazy. You know? Like, oh, turns out that's chock full of cysts. Who knew? Like, I don't want to know. I actually think, you know, when rich people go and get like an annual MRI to like check them for anything, which seems ridiculous to me, but okay, live your life. I can't think of anything worse than knowing of every possible lump, bump, and weird thing going on. Like, I don't need to know everything. It was like when I got the ancestry test done, they were like, do you want to know how prone you are to certain diseases? And I was like, no, babe, I don't need to know. I'll tell you what, when they come up, we'll deal with it. I'm happy to live in my delusion. Siobhan, how are you? Yes, exactly. Both things are true. Like, I have had so many friends who have gone, oh no, I felt a lump, I need to go to the doctor. And then the doctor's like, that's a fucking freaky little lump that you've got. Yeah, I'm going to chop that out. It's nothing though. And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, your body does like to just spice things up. Look, were your parents siblings? I'm just asking. You don't have to answer. No, I'm just kidding. That was toxic. But no, truly, it's fucked. It's very annoying. You do not deserve that. No, but my dad's a cunt. Me too. Me too. It does count. I don't think it helps. In fact, I don't think it helps at all. There have been studies recently about, okay, so you know women get more fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is like a chronic pain condition. Sounds really shit. I have so many things that come comorbid with fibromyalgia, but I don't have it. And every day I'm like, blessed fucking be, I don't want that shit. Here's the sitch though. Turns out recent studies about fibromyalgia and why way more women get it seem to be connected with suppressing your natural reactions to stress. So these cunty dads are really giving us illnesses. I should not. Outrageous. Out fucking outrageous. Else came out ass first. Yeah. Breech and ass backwards. Yeah. Ha. Unlucky ladies. I know, right? Literally, the feminine pressure to bottle it the fuck up and deal with it, and then probably drink wine later, gives you fibromyalgia. Obviously, that's not the only reason, but it is interesting to know. So, yeah, don't let these cunts fuck you about. If there's a cunt and they're fucking you about, fuck them off. That's what I did to my parents. I'm literally going to live 15 years longer because of that. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but, you know. It's insane they've taken so long to work it out, right? That feels like a very testable thing, but, you know. I will say the lack of research about stuff that like is so common blows my mind. Like truly is crazy. Like the fact that there's like no real treatment or understanding of PCOS, even though like, I don't know, isn't it like 1 in 5 women has it? Like like 1 in 10 women has, God damn it, I've done the thing again where I forgot what it's called. It's like no. Is it 1 in 10 have PCOS? But then, no, because I'm thinking of endometriosis. Yes. That shit's so bad. You think, oh, it's painful periods. No, man. Your fucking lining escapes around your body and then causes like scarring and gets all your organs to stick together. Ugh. Why are we not dealing with that? It's 1 in 2 for endo as well. You've got both? Yeah. They're comorbid a lot of the time. Like, it's difficult to know because, like, I'm Italian, so a lot of the endo symptoms are just Italian symptoms. Just symptoms of being Southern Italian. Like, you thick as hell. Remove ovary, slice your solved. Is it? No. Also, it's not even cured because, like, I've known women who've had total hysterectomies due to, endometriosis literally gluing their whole abdomen area up. And then they're like, oh, yeah, some of it's, like, attached to your bowels, so we can't get it off. Or maybe you should have done something before it got there, you son of a bitch. Yeah. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I'm just saying. These things are important, all right? Like, we need to... But it's like, if it doesn't kill you, eventually it'll get better when you're 80. Like, my bones will be dust by then. How am I going to handle it? But yeah, I'm very lucky. I don't have a lot of, like, chronic health issues. Like, I've got a few. I got a couple. I got a cheeky couple. You know, who's got nothing? But I am actually really lucky that, like, a lot of the chronic health issues that they're like, that could happen to you, just haven't. And I'm like, because, like, I'm sure all the women in my family have PCOS. Like, the number of tiny bearded Italian ladies I'm related to is not a joke. Yeah. And have you ever tried a TENS machine? They're not comfortable. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I went to the doctors about one thing and I was like, guys, what is happening? And their doctors were like, I don't know. So they gave me some tests and they were like, I really don't know. And I was like, okay. And they went, what do you think it is? I was like, I don't know. I'd have told you if I knew. So yeah, we just didn't get to the bottom of it and gave it up. Yeah, those period simulators are basically TENS machines. Insane. Unhinged. My broken spine was a pulled muscle for over a year. Fuck off. Back and knee issues give me paranoia. They get me sweating. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't. I am so lucky. I have the biggest fucking boobs and my back is fine. I literally treat my back like a scared horse. I'm like, please stay nice. Please don't fuck with me. Please. Because like, that doesn't happen. Most people, if they're not just being like overly sexual, are like, your back must kill. I'm like, no, it doesn't. And I don't want it to start. And I sit down all day. Don't, you know? That's so annoying. Honest to God. Yeah, can confirm. Mine is smaller than yours. My back's fucked. Fair. And it's not fair. Like, it's not good. If my back starts going though, I'm buying a girdle or something. There's always time. Look, I'm not saying it won't happen. I just want to put it off as long as possible. Okay? Before I start, like, abusing painkillers. No, it's just, like, the number of times that people are like, oh, that must be awful. And I'm like, sort of inconvenient, but it's okay. Like, it's fine. Nothing hurts. You know? Keep that core strength. You're right. I've always had a killer core. Not that you can fucking tell, but trust me. Underneath everything else, it's really going. Yeah, I think I maybe that's a job. That's a job for, you know, springtime. I need to sort out my various, you know, the finances have been a little squiffy this year. And then I want to actually be able to go to a few gym classes because right now I just have like the cheapest gym membership there is, which is fine. But yeah, got an ear infection 2 years later, sent away the bone in her skull, destroyed all the bones in her ear. Fucking hell. It was an ear infection for 2 years. That's any infection for 2 years is going to eat away at some shit. That's crazy. Fucking hell. That's awful. But yeah, there's truly nothing like having your health, especially when you don't. When it goes away, you're like, oh, I missed this bitch. So, you know, do the best you can. And just know that when things do go wrong, it's not your fault. The situation we often have is that we go, well, how did they get that then? What did they do? It must have been this. A lot of the time, it's not this or that. It's just roll the dice. Just a random thing that happened, you know? Life can be like D&D sometimes. Because I do think that everyone's obsession with what caused this can sometimes lead you to essentially blaming someone for just living their life in a normal way. Which isn't pog. But, you know, we must be nice to ourselves and each other and try our best. Okay, so 2 of my most triggering ones are any disability you have is connected to how you lived in your past life, right? So if you have a birthmark, that birthmark is showing how you died in your last life. That's insane and not true. Also, people who say all the struggles you have in this life, you chose to have when your soul was reincarnating. Insane, untrue, very cruel. So, like, let's not say things like that. You got stabbed in the ass. Stabbed in the ass to death. Ah, rough, but what a way to go. Got shot in your previous life? It's JFK. You're JFK back again. That's the only person who's ever been shot in the head, right? But like, yeah, there's a lot of shit that we say to people that we need to just not say. Just don't say it. Just shut the fuck up, you know? Go walk your dogs. Shit, I'm about to start the PowerPoint. You'll just have to catch it when you get back, okay? Are we emotionally and psychologically prepared for the undoubted horrors? We'll catch it on YouTube. Yeah, she might actually fucking edit it down. We're gonna make this good. This is gonna be good. Good. Not bad. I'm feeling alive. In fact, I'm gonna drink some water. Oh, shut up. I'm an editor. Shut up. It's gonna happen. Okay. Now let us begin. I have been looking around on the internet with the intent of finding something insane to deep dive, and I hadn't found anything for a hot minute. And then I stumbled across a subreddit called r/insane parents. Now, I have insane parents. I don't speak to my insane parents, that's how insane they are. So I feel like I'm in a good position to like accurately judge the insanity levels of these parents. And I will say, I haven't seen any of these posts. My sister put them all together. So the situation is, I'm hoping these are not going to be too genuinely disturbing. I'm hoping some of them will be funny. If we do end up deeply disturbed, we'll delete the VOD and move on. So, welcome to the best of Reddit r/insane parents. Soups, go enjoy that. Yeah, have fun. Right. Let us begin. My mum has put an onion in the corner of every room in the house because WhatsApp advised her to. This is the peak of the WhatsApp mother's cult. I'm unable to can. What? Why? Why would you put an onion, a cut onion, in the corner of every room? Like, what could the potential benefit of that be? Hang on. I'm Googling. No, vampires are garlic. Onion in corner of room. Okay, has anybody said anything? Don't flashbang me. Okay. WhatsApp is truly out of control with fake news spreading like wildfire around coronavirus in particular. One old wives' tale currently circulating on the platform is that you can protect people from COVID-19 if you leave raw onions at the corner of their room, which has led to a number of parents doing so. One 19-year-old whose mum was sucked in by the claims was shocked to find that her mother had placed raw onions in the corner of in every corner in their house, believing it would absorb the bacteria from coronavirus and prevent the family from getting it. Well, yeah, no, it's not going to protect you from the French. The French love an onion, don't they? I'm pretty sure. That is actually insane. Like, I understand, especially in the early days of COVID, everyone was really paranoid. But, like, realistically, what do you think this onion is doing? Like, what is it doing? Do we go back to plague times? Like, is each singular coronavirus bacterium circulating the room and then coming to rest upon the tip of this onion? And then the onion is going to be in its, I don't know, acidity or something, is going to break it down. Because, like, what are the chances that any bacteria in the room is going to meet the onion? There's a reason, right, that when you clean something with, like, Dettol, you spray it and wipe it down. You don't just put the Dettol in a bowl in the middle of the room and hope for the best. That's, you know what? I think they should have done a lime. Because at least, you know, Corona, slice of lime, I think it would have worked better. You did it wrong. It has to be a red onion. Look, no, the onion won't do. It needs to be a nice bowl of some sort of a sweet roasted pickle chutney. You know, a little sideboard of cheese, some slices of Parma ham. You know, soon you've got a whole charcuterie board.
You know what is covered in coronavirus? Everything they touched while snot-faced and crying doing the onions.
That's actually a really good point. That's actually a really good point. Like, the one thing you don't want to do is get your mucus all over everything. Well, okay, that's a good start. I enjoyed that. Maybe I should rank these. How insane do we think this is? I think maybe we're gonna rank these all on a scale of 1 for not that insane to 10 extremely insane. I would say that this is probably an 8, right? Because yes, it makes no sense, but there's no real harm other than a wasted onion. And who here hasn't had an onion sprouting in their fridge? You know? You open the hydrator and there's an onion there trying to make its burst for freedom, and you're like, I should have cooked you. Hey, Funny Redemption, how you doing? 7 is what the fuck are you doing? Like, 10 is like arrest, prison, right? 7 is just like, go, no, that doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah, they're keeping everyone out of their house because they think they've gone insane. Well, no one should have been coming around your house during COVID anyway. You know? This one seems like more of an April Fool's joke. No, apparently it was a thing. This wasn't posted today, just to be clear. These are old posts. This is the best of. So these are not like today's best of. This is like the last few years. The articles I was reading were like back in the day. We have wild onions in the next door yard. Yeah, I used to have I think it was wild garlic that grew in my garden. And so yeah, when you cut the grass, I never understood everyone be like, "Oh, the smell of fresh cut grass," because it always smelled like hot garlic. But no, yeah. I feel like it wasn't someone ran with it. Well, apparently it was more than one person, and it wouldn't surprise me. Not with all the shungite of it all and things like that. But anyway, next post. Yeah, this has got 7 out of 10. I went the wrong way. I pressed end instead of next. Hang on. There we go. Hi guys, just in the hospital. My wife is about to be induced. We've stayed no to having the vitamin K jab, but a nurse has just come in to basically fearmonger us into having it, saying without it the baby could have a brain bleed. Eye roll. Among other things, we're standing by our decision. We haven't given our 2-year-old son any shots of anything, and he's thrived. Is there any literature to share on why we don't need to have the vitamin K shot? I can't find any. Thanks in advance. That's insane. That's insane. They think my baby might have a brain bleed. Eye roll. These people and their fear-mongering about babies bleeding in the brain minutes after they're born. Oh, God, it's just such fear-mongering. My 2-year-old hasn't yet died of any easily avoidable illnesses. Like, yeah, because everyone else got their fucking vaccine. If everyone gets the vaccine, then you get the benefit of herd immunity. If you participate in the herd, great. If you don't, you're just becoming a disease vector. Why can't I find any literature to explain to this stupid nurse why she's wrong? Like, this is what she does all day, every day. The only evidence I can find is of it helping. Also, what's the harm in it? Like, if there's no evidence for you not to get it, is there evidence of harm? Or are you just saying, I find needles icky? Also, I'm going to be honest with you, if your wife is getting induced, that's not very crunchy of you, is it? She should just lie there until eventually her placenta stops working and they both die, right? Like, at what point? So it's okay for your wife to get an induction, right? To get injections, to go to hospital. Like, at what point are we not just going to go hang out in the forest and then just see who dies first, you know? No, the vitamin K isn't an induction thing. The vitamin K, I believe, we're going to check now, but the vitamin K, I believe, is an injection that you're given as a baby right after birth because it's just really good for, I think it's like clotting. Let me look on the NHS website. Vitamin K is a group of vitamins the body needs for clotting and helps wounds heal. Vitamin K injection babies. So it's one of the things that like they always do when you're born, at least in the UK, right? So like they give you, I think it's called the APGAR test, which is like they give you a number on a scale of 1 to 10 on like how healthy the baby is. Like I don't know, like reactions and stuff, like baby stuff that you need to look for in a baby to make sure it's doing good. And so you get that test and you get your 1 to 10. And I think I was like 9, 10, 10, 10. And Sophie got like all 10s, lucky bitch. Or maybe it was the other way around. Anyway, so I'm reading the list of things that might happen straight after birth. Vitamin K for newborn babies. You'll be offered an injection of vitamin K for your baby. This helps prevent a rare bleeding disorder called hemorrhagic disease of the newborn. Your wife should have discussed the injection with you. Your wife? Your midwife should have discussed the injection with you while you were pregnant. If you prefer your baby not to have the injection, you can have vitamin K by mouth instead, but they'll need further doses. Girl, just get the injection. Just get it. No, I love it when my baby's having a brain bleed for no point. No, this is, in my opinion, 10 out of 10. Like, the reality is, you're already in the hospital, right? Where I think you should be, just to be clear, I think the hospitals, when you're having health stuff, good, right? Does that mean they're always perfect? No, but it's good. It's better. It's better than at home. And I think the getting an induction when you need one, good, right? Great. Not always fun, but, you know, generally a good thing. And I think that getting the vitamin K injection to make sure that your baby doesn't die of a brain hemorrhage is actually, and I know this is controversial, good. I think babies not getting brain hemorrhages is great. 10 out of 10, which is also what I would rank this, because it's unhinged. Why would you ever want to risk that? I'd be so mad. Like crazy. Probably slapped, wiped, wrapped, and handed to my mum. I mean, I don't know when we worked out about vitamin K. I don't know when it happened, but I know when I was born in the 90s it was. So who's to say? But like, it's also like they do that heel prick test, and like parents get really up in arms about, like, because they prick your heel and take some blood and then test you for stuff. I don't know. I don't even know if they do that anymore, because that was a long time ago. They probably do it in a newer, cooler way. But point being, just get over it, babe. Like, honestly, the last thing, I know his wife is probably already on this too, but the last thing you need to add while you're already dealing with an induction is more stress for no reason. Like, this woman is there about to get her body like filled with Pitocin. Like, oftentimes getting induced means that birth takes even longer. Probably like hasn't slept very well, like heavily pregnant, ready to be done with it. And then Dan's like, actually, I'm quite worried about the concept of vitamin K. You know? Ridiculous. 10 out of 10. Idiot. Okay. We have a lovely post here entitled, Asking for a Friend. That's a lie. If they say asking for a friend, they're asking for themselves. Every time. You wouldn't need to like, you wouldn't need to write that, because you just write it from the perspective of your friend. I love my 7-year-old son's name, Andrew, but I hate the nickname Andy. When we named him Andrew, we agreed we would only use the long version and never the nickname. We moved over the summer, and somehow he has become Andy in his new school. Heaven forbid your kid's just trying to make friends in his new school. I made an appointment with the teacher to discuss the situation. She apologized and said she'd call him Andrew. She said she would make one class announcement. As you can imagine, this has been totally ineffective. Why won't these children stand in line? Like, God damn it. As the kids are still calling him Andy, I made another appointment with the teacher, but she was not helpful. She said Andrew never objects to being called Andy, and sometimes even introduces himself as Andy. To me, this is irrelevant. He's 7 years old. I'm his mother. I can decide what people call him. No, you can't. You can't decide what his friends call him. You literally can't. She's not willing to correct the other students in the moment when they call him Andy. I would like to take this matter over to the principal. My husband feels like I'm overreacting. If we don't get this under control now, he'll be Andy for the rest of his life. Maybe you should have not called him Andrew if you hate the most common shortening of Andrew? Maybe choosing the name Andrew, knowing it's long and not necessarily the prettiest name. Not saying that a name has to be pretty, but I feel like Andrew for a 7-year-old is quite serious, right? The idea that the kid has to, that the teacher who is teaching a full class of children has to stop every interaction with Andrew. If anyone calls him Andy, and say, stop, don't, can you imagine how atrociously that is going to affect his self-esteem? Like, no one is going to want to hang out with you if every time they do, they get told off. Especially if he's comfortable being called Andy. It's not bullying, it's just a nickname. That's so funny, KHMP. We call one of my friends Paulie since we were toddlers. He's 40. We still do. His real name's Steven. He hates us. I will say, oh, hey, Ragdem, how you doing? Hang on, let me have some water. Ooh, sorry. I will say that one of the things about this that I have a particular opinion on this, because I actually have a friend who I grew up knowing who had this exact situation, right? Okay. Oh my God. That posture check, my entire back just cracked. Right. I'm upright. I'm hydrated. So, yeah, I have a friend who, let's say her name was... Let's say her name was Charlotte, and everyone was calling her Char, right? So people were like, hey, Char. Her mum was so against it. If you came into her house and you said, hey, Char, she'd be like, her name is Charlotte. Do you know what the daughter did? She changed her entire name. Not even similar. Not even close. Like, changed her whole name, because her entire upbringing, all her mum did was shout at people about her name. Literally, you have to deal with the fact that you gave him the name Andrew, but he gets to decide how he uses that name. If he wants to be Andy or Drew or anything else, right? Or if he wants to go by a different name. Just a symbol now? Even cooler. No, I don't want to say, like, obviously I didn't want to give her actual name, and I don't want to say what her name is. But I truly was like, you know what? You deserve peace. A dog. Guy named Andy Dick, not the famous one. The football roster was A Dick. Why would you call your child Andy Dick? Don't call your child A Dick. That's crazy. That's fun, Reg. That sounds really fun. Yep, I had a friend like that when I was younger. Name was Robert, got called Rob by everyone. His nan read me the riot act for half an hour about how his name is Robert and you'll call him that. So I guess what I called him. The reality is, I have friends who we've had nicknames for since we were like in our teenage years. And at some point, those friends might go, I don't really like that name anymore. I'd rather you don't call me that. Cool. I'll call you by your regular name. Fine. Right? But when it comes down to, like, you get to decide your name. Everybody else doesn't get a say. Your parents get to name you. They don't get to decide what your nickname is. As a kid, I didn't tell people my middle name was Richard. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. The Richard Dick of it all is difficult. Like, truly. I don't know the backstory, but my friend Robert is known as Obert. I actually love that. Or Obert? That's cute. I'd go with that. It's actually something I didn't really like. I mean, I'm not a passionate fan of the name Emily. Like, I like it. I like it more on other people than on me, I think. But it's actually one of the things I don't like about Emily is that you don't really get a lot of nicknames. You're like Ems. But I went to school with like 4 other Emilys. So there were already Emses, you know? So you just get Bo. Are you telling me your real name is Bojangles? Because that is iconic. People always just used to call me my surname. People all called me Bello. And then Sophie started hanging around with my friends. And so now no one calls me Bello anymore because there's 2 of us. But, like, I never went by Emily with anything. Oh no. That's diabolical. Yeah, maybe they're saying boo. Boo! So this one, this one. I would say, honestly, I want to say it's a 9 out of 10. I genuinely think the idea of, it's not just being angry about your child's name, but the idea of like going in to see the teacher twice to be like, stop the children from calling him Andy. That's where it gets too unhinged, right? It's fine to have preferences. It's fine that you only call him Andrew and you prefer the family do. You cannot stop 7-year-olds from making friends with each other. That's crazy. Oh my God. Edgar as a middle name is so good. Oh, I just remember one of the most embarrassing times in my life. I was discussing names with a friend and I said, well, at least your name isn't like Mildred or something. Guess what her middle name was? I literally was like, fuck me. I'm so sorry. Like, I was trying to think. This is why you have to be careful when you start saying shit, right? That's one of those things where, like, you never wanted to. I don't have an issue. Like, you can be Mildred. Like, love it. Go for it. But for me, it's just the epitome of old lady names. And I'm going to be honest, I've known several Millies. I'm not a big fan of Millie as a name. I don't know if it's just because it reminds me of the song. Oh, fucking, who is it by? The one that's like, a Millie, a Millie. Why can I picture him, but I can't think of his name? He's got like girls. Fuck it. Who cares? Point being, I'm not a big fan of Millie, and yeah, don't ever say anything rude about any names in front of someone because there's a good chance that that will be their name and you're just an idiot. Anyway, this is a 9 out of 10. Sorry. T.I. reveals he goes to the gynecologist every year with his daughter Deja to ensure her hymen is still intact. Arrest him! Prison. Prison. Directly to, straight to, take him to, in prison. I don't know how old she is, but age, regardless of age, horrific. CPS, call them now. Disturbing. 10 out of 10. I don't think we need to go into any more detail than that. Vile. Disgusting. Ugh. On to the next one. During this pandemic, only people with kids should be... I just bit my own tongue. I'm okay. Not you eating. Yeah. Actually, no. Change of plans. 11 out of 10. Off the charts. What the fuck just happened? Off the charts is too stunned to type. And he admitted this publicly. He admitted it. He told people this information and he's proud of that information. Rather than saying, I realize that I have anxiety and I need to go and get treatment right now because my OCD and my anxiety is making me basically abuse my daughter disgusting. Anyway, on we go. 12, 13. The number out of 10 just keeps going up. Now, this is a Facebook post. You know it's going to be good. During this pandemic, only people with kids should be able to watch any streaming service. And nothing for the people who are alone and single. Why? Families need Netflix or Disney Plus more. It's annoying to see a grown single adult sharing what they're watching on Disney Plus when that streaming service was made only for kids. I have three little ones at home and another on the way. We deserve this service over single and alones with no kids. Just fucking pay for it. There's not a certain number of slots, right? Just like pay for it. And then even your fetus can enjoy Disney Plus. I'm also like, Yes. Just honestly, ask one of your single friends, hey, can I use your Disney Plus login? They'll probably say yes. And it'll be fine. Problem solved. Sounds like a troll post. It might be. I mean, it seems strange to me. Oh, Netflix reduces video quality in Canada to lower internet bandwidth use. So this person is annoyed because they don't just want their children to be able to watch these things, they want the children to be able to watch it in the highest possible quality. Because as a child who grew up in the 90s and had access to like 10 VHSs, I can tell you right now what children really want is 4K 60 FPS streaming at all times. Yeah, if the cartoons are not in 4K, like, I'm going to be honest with you, I've watched probably half the media I've ever seen stolen and ripped off some platform when I was a teenager, like recorded by like a man at the back of the cinema in Indonesia. You know, I don't need quality. Okay? It doesn't need to be good, it just needs to be there. All right? TV on full volume in the front room, kids in the garden. Oh my God. No, I mean, obviously this is crazy, but it's also stupid and won't do anything. So I'm going to say 5 out of 10, go for a walk. You know, go outside. You need to chill. You couldn't watch the first 10 minutes of the... You couldn't watch the first 10 minutes of the Aristocats after it had been rewound 100 times. That's heartbreaking. The man with the wobbly legs in the Aristocats, you know, he can't walk up the stairs. He's like the lawyer who's writing up the will for the rich lady. That was the peak of comedy in my childhood. I used to call him the man with the wobbly legs. Basically, he's on like a walking stick and he's trying to go up the stairs. The old man with the big glasses. Yeah, and he's trying to go up the stairs and he's like, ta-ra-ra bum die. That, for like 6-year-old Emily, that was it. Comedy had peaked. Yes! Who are we gonna sue, eh? Iconic. Every man after him has been a disappointment. I still really like the Aristocats except for the racism bit. That bit's bad. The racism's pretty good. Yeah, some misogyny, of course, but you know. His name in the pub was DVDU. That's so good. This is what I'm saying. This is the culture we've lost. But it's nice to see you as well, Techno Joe. Yeah, that racism bit. Well, there's a bit where, like, the cats, you know, the best bit of the film is everybody wants to be a cat. It's so iconic. But there's just a bit where the Siamese cat puts, like, sticks its teeth out in a way that, like, I don't understand the reference. Like, I don't understand the racism, right? You know when, like, they used to do, like, you put, like, big front teeth in to be, like, an Asian person? And I'm like, I don't even get how you made that association, but then he like pulls his fucking eyes up and like plays the piano with chopsticks, and it's like, oh, just cut that out, re-record, put something else in. It's not good. And like, there's a lot of like Thomas O'Malley being like, you know, a bit Thomas O'Malley, but I mean, it's still pretty fun, I think. Now I'm like, oh God, maybe it's not. Yeah. Well, the thing is, that was like the peak of comedy. Because when did the Aristocats come out? Like the 60s? That was the peak of fucking comedy. People were like, Asian people, am I right? What are they doing over there? Using chopsticks, you know? And you're like, oh, fucking hell. Yeah, literally. They probably would use AI to fix it. Different times. Even more racist times. Absolutely ridiculous. But I did generally enjoy the rest of it. And like Abigail and Amelia, the geese. 1970. Yeah. Like, wasn't that bad? That's what I'm saying. Like, I can still watch that film. There are definitely some films where like it's got stuff in it that I'm like, like, ugh, you know? I don't like it and don't want to watch it. For that, it's like quick and you just kind of go like, and then you move on, right? It's not like the worst. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm still an Aristocats defender, but I also get it, right? Like, officially old enough to be Siobhan's dad. Go to your room, young man. But like, I'm not a fan of that shit. I think it's cringe and gross and really unnecessary in fucking children's media. Like, it's unnecessary in any media, but like children's media. Are you black enough though? Look, I've never seen Scotty in the flesh, but I'm I'm gonna make an assumption here and say no. He's literally from the Isle of Wight, so you know. Look, he's not the stepfather. He's the father who stepped up, right? Anyway. Right. Okay. This one was stupid. 5 out of 10. Uh, also, Disney Plus is not for children. It's got loads of adult content on there, so calm down. What's your idea of a perfect morning? My mum. One that starts with a phone call from my son telling me he's repented and is now serving the Lord. Oh my God. This is so awful, right? Okay. I understand if you're religious and therefore your religion is important to you and therefore it would bring you joy that your child is religious. But I'm going to be real with you. Literally nothing is going to put you off religion more than your mum screaming at you every time you ask someone about what their perfect morning is, that they're not religious enough. Another troll type post? No. Do you not know religious people? People are like this. And it's not just religious people. People get obsessed about stuff. Like, I had interactions with people where, like, back in a million years ago, like when Brexit first started happening and I still occasionally use Facebook, my friends and I were all like anti-Brexit, right? And so we would discuss it and be like, it's bad for this reason. Random people who like were like friends of a friend would comment being like, I'm always seeing you being political. And I'm like, go, I don't know you. Like, get out of my conversation, you know? I've repented and now pledge my life to the Lord. Have a good day and hail Satan. No, truly, she needs to get a grip. Like, you cannot force someone into religion. You can't. Like, you're not even technically religious if you've been forced into it. If you don't believe it in your heart, it's not real, right? That's what faith is about. So the idea that you're like, I'm going to bully you into being religious is a misunderstanding of how it works. But also, she's insane. I would say, speaking of Brexit, oh God, what now? Are they finally going to push us away? Trump unveils 10% tariff on UK goods and 20% on EU goods. Mate, who isn't Trump tariffing? That her son's gay, religious people ain't that inclusive and loving as you'd like. True. Quite possible. Yeah, because like, what's he's repenting for? Right? It's one thing to be like, I wish that a phone call from my son saying he wants to come to church on Sunday, but like, he's repented and is serving the Lord. That's not the same as not being religious. That is, you're sinning. Sinning. Sin. Repent these nuts. Yeah. Yeah. And I will say, there was a time many, many, many years ago, so long ago that again, it's on Facebook and I was speaking to my parents, but a picture of me was posted upon Facebook, a service that I foolishly encouraged my mother to use. And upon this image, I was kissing a girl and my mother proceeds to call me up in a frantic hurry to delete the post in case my father saw it. And I was like, I'm going to be honest. We got to get a life. We've got to. I'm going to be honest with you. Get a fucking life. Just tell him not to open Facebook. Like, I don't know what you want from me. I didn't even post the picture, you know? So I should have repented, you know? And they're not even religious. I mean, my dad's religious when it chooses him. That's crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy as well. Because I never actually like came out to my parents. I was just being gay in their vicinity a lot. Because, like, they can't be trusted with information, so I just didn't tell them shit. And I think I got my friend to untag that picture. It still exists somewhere on the internet, I assume. But I think I just got myself untagged. And then just, like, I was like, yeah, I'm straight, and then went to Pride. You know? But yeah, so this may be a religious thing. I would say, God, what is this out of 10? 1 being normal and 10 being prison. Is this like a 6? Because, like, if he's gay, it does put it higher. But I feel like you think 8. You think 8. Because, like, I feel like it is insane. I think maybe I'm just used to insane people. Yeah, no, I'm used to insane people. It's actually an 8. I agree. Yeah. No, you're right. It's an 8. 8. What happened to Zach? Zach got kicked out of school in New York today. His friends made him this card to tell him how much they'll miss him. He's a healthy boy whose parents have studied vaccine safety and efficacy and made the decision not to vaccinate him. There are thousands like him. This is their punishment. That's so bleak. I don't want to spend time with this one. This crying child. This is the thing, right? Tiger Lilium. I'm like, it's not that crazy. This one is. But like that last one, I'm like, it's not that crazy. And then I'm like, no, it is crazy. You're just used to crazy people. Yeah, like it is insane. But also what? Like that is, if true, sad. The most interesting thing about this is some of the names on here. Ulysses? Okay. Like, also, what is this one? Grivaldo? I feel like Ulysses and Grivaldo are, maybe they're twins, you know? Also, I like this one. This kid clearly just tried it once and went, nah, that's no good. I'm doing it again. But yeah, I feel bad for this kid. Using kid for internet clout is a 9 at least. You know what? You're right. I think it's so bleak. You've pulled your kid away from their friends. You're being cruel. You're using your kid as a political pawn in a way that's really unkind. Boo, hiss, 9 out of 10. I'm taking my kids out of the shit school district. My 10-year-old told me that his teacher told the class that humans are animal. What the fuck, I'm pissed. Should I not be? She wasn't directly talking to him. This was a class lesson. Subject of the day. I didn't know the school taught Scientology in public school. I didn't know the taught Scientology in public school. What? I don't know. 10? 9? Like, you've taken your child out of school because they taught you that humans are animals when humans absolutely are animals. What? I mean, insane. When we're judging how insane are people, insane. Like, who cares? Well, I mean, I think it may be a religious angle of like humans aren't animals because God made us special. You know, gave us a little extra special kiss on the head, which like you can still believe and also appreciate the fact that in a scientific way we are animals. I guess saying humans are animals is too close to humans evolved and then. But Scientology? I don't think Scientology has any opinion on that. They're all about the Thetans and the gods and not the gods, the Thetans and the aliens and the spirits and all of that shit. Humans are animals equals Scientology. Yeah, I actually think that in terms of insanity, this is a 9. Not prison, but one step below prison. Like, yeah, they're about nukes and undead alien spirits and stuff, right? Not knowing the difference between Scientology and science is amazing. Yeah, like, not arrestable, but otherwise fully insane. Like, probably need medicine and a lie down. Insane parents yelling at me because my bank account is empty. My money in a bank account only I know exists. Oh, that makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. doing things that are good for you, right? That they're not doing harm to other people, but are good for you and put you in power over your own life. A real true test of how abusive someone is, in my opinion, I'm not a scientist, I'm not an expert on this, is how much of a fuss they put up when you start taking control over your own life. If you move your money from an account that your parents have access to and they're angry, they're controlling. That's abusive. Like, I love that. That's why moving to paperless bank statements is so good. Truly. People should respect your privacy, your things, like your... I understand, right? I did not grow up in a household that had a lot of money. I, at times, lent my parents money, right? But it was... And I will criticize my parents for a lot of things, but it was always with an IOU. I was always paid back. There was also no pressure. It was something I offered. I said, hey, I know you're stressed about this. I have some money put to one side. I will help. And they gave it back, right? There were a couple of instances where they didn't give people money they were owed. But in this circumstance, where they specifically were borrowing money, yes, they did. And so I will say the idea that anyone feels like they have access to your shit just blank, like just because they owed it. Yeah, well, actually, it was one of the things that happened with my parents was like there were like 10 billion squillion shitty, awful things. I've spent infinite money on therapy. We're doing well, but you know there are so many issues. But one of them, not one of them, but one of the things like last real conversations I remember having with my dad was like Fred left the room and he immediately was like, so how much money do you have in your bank account? And I was like, what's that got to do with you? And he was like, well, and I was like, why do you feel like I'm an adult? Like, I have my own flat. I'm literally married. I'm working on a business. Why do you feel like you have access to that information? It's nothing to do with you. Like, he never told me how much money he had in his bank account. And so I was just like, oh, you're never going to see me as a grown up. You always see me as a child who is like below you, and like anything I can do, you're owed, right? Like anything I'm doing, you should have full opinion on. And it's like, no, you don't know shit about shit. True. Anyway, this is a 0 out of 10. It's brilliant. It's delightful. It's amazing. If anyone is ever trying to stop you from having safe access to the things that you have and you owe and like you own, that's bad and controlling. People should not be pissed about that stuff. That's just a fact. But yeah, money, family stuff and money. Like I have 10 million stories I could tell you about the family falling apart, like extended family falling apart over money. People were scamming each other, robbing each other. Like I come from like a, you know, especially the Italian side, like a group of Italians all employed in the same business. They're still suing each other to this day. Like full relations, full brother and sister, like at each other's necks, full like, you know, I've named my kid after you, like stealing each other's businesses, like psycho fucking behavior. And like money can be like that. And I always think that like, if you're going to lend someone money, expect that maybe you won't get it back. And that is what it is. Like I much rather give than lend, because I think it means that you're not going to be like, well, I lent them that 50 quid and then I saw them going out for dinner at Nando's, you know? That being said, this is delightful. It's great. It's stunning. Look after yourselves. Make sure that you're safe. Don't let other people control you. 1 out of 10. 0 out of 10. A joy. Parents are like, you should be grateful. I only traumatized you half as much as my parents did to me. I wish that was even true. Okay? A lot of talk about how things were worse for them. But like half the time, I'm like, did you traumatize me half as much? I don't know. But it is also true. People are like, I like being cruel. I think, honestly, hot take. Parents, right, have kids, and the kids are little shits, right? Because they're little shits. Have you seen? They don't know what's going on. Like, parents get really offended when their children learn to lie. My dad got so offended. He was like, "What do you mean you can lie now?" And I was like, 2. Like, it's normal. It's a developmental stage, realizing you can hide truths. It's obviously you need to teach your children when it's appropriate to lie and not. But my dad was like, "Why would you do this to me?" Right? Then, eventually, you're 10 or you're like 12. And your parents are like, "Well, you were a little shit when you were 3." And it's like, I know that feels recent to you, but I don't remember being 3 because I was 3. So you can't use that against me. You know? Don't even know why they posted that. I mean, look, I think that there is definitely a perspective of parents being like, well, this thing happened to me and it didn't happen to you. So that means everything else I do is fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need background. True, but we don't have it. We don't. We must work with what we have. Yeah, so I would say for me, the whole parents defending themselves, rather than just saying, "Sorry, that was a mistake, I probably shouldn't have done it." Oops. Instead going, "Well, it was worse when I was a child." Like, you need to bring that up with your mum, you know? That's nothing to do with me. Like, my mum was obsessed with the fact that, like, at least you had a father. Go talk to your shitty dad about it. You know? I'd rather no dad than the worst fucking... Don't get me started. Don't get me started. But, like, truly. It's a 5. It's basically normal in a bad way. Carpooled... Oh, God. Carpooled up with unresponsive kid. This is obviously in a hospital, I assume. We tubed him. He coded. We coded him for a good hour. Never got him back. No. Trigger warning for death. His mum stopped his asthma meds and was giving him essential oils from an article she read. The essential oil quacks killed a child today. No recourse. Let that sink in. Okay, not to like make every story in this about me, but I had really bad asthma as a child. Like, I had to go on holiday with a fucking, what's that thing called? A nebulizer, right? Yeah. I was like rushed into the hospital to get a nebulizer to not die on multiple occasions. Sophie's actually quite traumatized by being in primary school with me and just hearing I'd gone to the hospital again. It was not cute. I will say, I feel bad because my parents did get some bad advice. I had this thing in my room called an aroma stone that they put essential oils on. They used to put eucalyptus on to like clear out my lungs. Doesn't work like that. Does not work like that. Turns out eucalyptus oil is especially bad. So that's not pog. They had an air purifier that they gave me that they bought from like a fucking car boot sale, and it put out ozone. Guess what's really bad for your lungs? Ozone. I was also in the bedroom with the boiler, so I was getting all the boiler fumes. So like, it's not overall a shock that I ended up with really, 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 really bad asthma. And it was like the 90s, people smoking indoors. My dad's a mechanic, so everything was always covered in diesel. Like, you know, it was what it was. But I will say, they never took my fucking medicine away, and therefore I never died. If, yeah, it's really shit. My lungs are like my weakest bit by a mile. That's why I'll never like smoke or do anything like that. Just no. Asthma medicine is crazy expensive in the US. I don't know. The brown inhaler is usually cheap. Like, they're usually pretty cheap to make. Like, I actually bought one from like a private place just because the one I had was running out and I couldn't be bothered to make a full doctor's appointment. I bought it for like a bit more than it costs on the NHS. Yeah. So like, not, I don't know if that's why COVID hit me that bad that one time. I mean, the first time I got COVID, it didn't really fuck up my lungs. I just lay down a lot. I don't know, it wasn't too bad. I just spent 2 weeks being hot and tired. I think sometimes shit just does. Like, I've had it 3 times. Bless up, not had it recently. Yeah, my lungs, they're not up for it. They're small, They're depressed. They're just they do not shine. Yeah, no, my lungs are they're not great. They were pretty scarred up from youth. So like I'm just gonna say this would have been me. If they'd have taken my medicine off me, this would have fully been me. And that is fucked. Fucked. 52 out of 10. Off the charts. 100% happens. Yeah, my lungs are display only. I have no lung capacity either. Like, it's so embarrassing. Like, they do this thing called a peak flow test where you blow and you have to there's a little arrow you shoot out. And it's basically supposed to be how hard can you breathe out? Go. I'm better than I used to be now. Back when I had serious asthma, I was like it would move this much. I was constantly in the doctors and they were making me breathe on everything. And I was like, I've got nothing left. It was not cute. But yeah. Anyway, take your asthma medicine. Medication when you have asthma, stunning. Works really well. You won't die. Love that. Be religious with it. Also, if you had asthma back in the day, they used to give us that big fucking chamber. You spray the medicine in and then and it was really annoying. They make them tiny now. It's great. So yeah, it's even, you can even use that and it'll be less embarrassing. Next. No, that's awful. Imagine coming home with your report card and your parents do a react video. I fucking cannot overstate how much I hate, loathe entirely all child-focused social media content. Your kid may show up in the background sometimes. Your kid may want to go hi on your live stream, right? That's fine. That, especially when the kid is old enough to actually get a say. I can guarantee the fuck out of this child not wanting his report card to be read online. He's the main focus of this thumbnail. The thing is, the kid can't be okay with it. The kid literally can't comprehend it. It's not... No. Yeah, posing for the thumbnail? No. 10 out of 10. Psychotic. Straight to prison. I don't think anyone should be making content of their child. Yeah, where the mum asked the kid to look more sad about that his pet died. Yeah, and the kid was like, I don't want to record right now. And she's like, well, you have to. But no, even if he did okay, it's not. He's going to get made fun of at school. And also, as everybody has said, all of these channels will say, oh, I'm just making nice content for people to enjoy. And then you look at it and it's a lot of the viewers are adult men. Prison. Lemons, hi. Because you think, oh, it's mums watching this, it's other kids. Speaking of kids on social media, I heard one of the US states passed a law to give kids more protections. Literally everything about it is so awful. These children don't get any of the money. They are made to be the workhorses of the household. There are no protections for them, no working hours, no shit. And can you imagine how psychologically damaging it is for your parents to be oh, you need to change the way you look because I know you like this haircut, but it does worse on Instagram. Or you need to lose weight or no, but one state, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. No. 10. Happy Mother's Day to the woman who called the cops on me when she didn't find me in my room sleeping in the middle of the night and thought I snuck out of the house. I was Yo, the wait! How are you doing, guys? Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a great stream today. Okay, I'm going to start this one again. We're doing the worst of r/insane parents. Happy Mother's Day to the woman who called the cops on me when she couldn't find me in my room sleeping in the middle of the night and thought I snuck out of the house. I was downstairs in the kitchen eating cereal, also 22. That's insane. That is insane. So you go into the room, you don't see the kid. And what do? You immediately call the police? You don't look around? You don't think, how many rooms are they in Buckingham Palace? Like, how many rooms can your house possibly have to search? Like, what is she sitting in the absolute dark? Silently? Why was she in her 22-year-old's room at night? Because she's freaking paranoid and thinks that she's out doing something fun. That's crazy. 22 is a full adult. 22 is not newly 18, okay? Oh, sweet. No, you don't need to apologize. I love a raid and run. I support it 100%. So yeah, no, never feel bad about raiding and running. I always appreciate the raid regardless. It's really nice. Maybe she's on parole / curfew. I'm going to say the way this is written doesn't imply that. But also, if she is, that's between her and the fucking police, all right? The idea that, like, she can't leave her bedroom, I am, yeah. And a 2 a.m. bowl of cereal is actually a fantastic thing. You should not have the right to take away life's simple pleasures from your child. Now, I'd put that in a probably 9 out of 10. Like, it's just below arrest. Because she nearly got her daughter arrested. Like, calling the police because your adult child is out. Update, she's an adult. She's allowed to be out. Right? You can be annoyed about it if you want. You can't call the bloody police, though. Yeah, no, that's crazy. This is Javier. He was surrendered today because his kid would not do his homework. They surrendered the dog because the child wasn't doing homework. I'm sorry, but if you are such a bad parent that you have essentially got this dog killed because your child won't do homework, surrender the parents to a fucking volcano. That is too much. That is fully too much. Justice for Javier. He did nothing wrong. You should not torture the animal. Also, the child is going to feel responsible for that forever. It's so cruel, unnecessary, and also homework is by and large stupid anyway. So frankly, ooh, 10 out of 10. Look how cute this freaking dog is. He has no idea what's going on. I want to take him right now. I want to scoop him up. Like, I hate people who do not respect animals, like their pets' right to like live safely. Okay? There is no reason. Yeah, of course he looks sad. He's been put in prison. Oh my god. Are there any updates? I'm gonna Google it. I need to see. Javier dog. Okay, I found an article about it. He was surrendered. He's a big friendly guy. Screenshot was posted to Reddit. People were disgusted. But do we find out if he's... The tale did have a happy ending. The shelter wrote a follow-up post announcing that he had found his forever home with another family. Okay, so at least he got adopted. A lot of dogs would not have been adopted and would have been put down. But at least he found someone who gave a shit. Probably because he went viral. No, they didn't even try and get him back. They just left him. Yeah, dogs don't understand this kind of thing. Absolutely. They have to trust you. Like, that's the thing with pets, right? Like, Flo's sleeping behind me right now. Can you see her? She's right there. Is that, like, I control her life. I make sure that her water fountain is filled. I make sure that her food is the right one for her and is fed to her at regular intervals. I make sure she gets played with. I make sure that her litter tray is clean. Like, her life, I make sure she gets her vet's appointment. Her life is literally in my hands, right? So I have to make sure that even if I'm tired or I can't be bothered or whatever, that I have to do right by her. Because by living with me and not trying to escape and not being annoyed or whatever, she is entrusting literally her life to me. This dog was like, you're my people, we're living with each other. And then one day he's just never going to see them again. Because of homework? Ooh. But like, so many animals would have been put down in that exact situation. The amount of animals that get surrendered and then just don't get adopted. Especially like, Javier looks like the sweetest boy, but especially like a dog like a pit kind of breed or like a staffy or something. There are loads of them and they're not the most desirable. Literally, Blues, it's not even funny. I get so embarrassing when I'm away and like, I know Flo's fine on her own and I'm still like, can you please check on her just to make sure she's all right? Because I do get sad. I'm like, oh, I hope she's having an okay day. And she's like asleep, vibing. Like, Flo's cool. But yeah, that's literally tragic. 10 out of 10. Justice for Javier. It would have been higher if he hadn't been adopted by hopefully a really nice family.
Javier, the pit bull, was released today after taking a lump out of the twat that took him to pound. When asked, Javier said the twat had it coming. I'm glad to be out of it and living elsewhere now. At least he would have said this if he could make his dreams come true.
Literally, bite that bastard. Get him. Oh, okay. Well, at least he was well. At least everything went okay for Javier, but also boo. Up next. Vaccines literally inject you with a disease / illness you could have possibly have no association with just to fight it off. My kids will pass. Oh, they'll pass, all right. I'm what can I say? Vaccine. Okay, like, I understand people get vaccine hesitancy. They get bad information. They don't understand how they work. Science is scary to some people. I get it, right? But at the same time, it's 10 out of 10, babe. We're all gonna fucking get gigantic measles and stuff. Yeah, they don't really understand what a vaccine is because there's a difference between an inoculation and a vaccine. And like most vaccines do not have live parts of a disease in it. And also being like, oh, they have no association with it and they need to fight it off. And it's like, yeah, but even if they were given a live piece of a vaccine, right? When I say live, I mean like not something that's totally like artificial, like a bit of it. You're getting an amount so tiny, all it allows your body to do is learn it. Because like, didn't we learn during COVID that a lot of like your illness was decided by the essentially like the dosage you got, right? Like the amount of fucking phlegm that got shot into your face by somebody coughing without covering their mouth on the bus. There's like, so that's what they were saying. Like, if you're going to be in a room with someone, like open a window because it builds up more and more and more. And so then you get like a higher dose. And is why like nurses were doing really badly with COVID because they weren't just getting it, they were getting a fuck ton of it. So like, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Even if you're getting like straight up an inoculation and you're getting a little bit of a disease, it's way better to get an incredibly tiny amount than it is to get full blown fucking measles. Anyway, I just hate vaccine stuff. 10. I'm annoyed. Grill. Woodhouse Grill. Not baby friendly at all. Extremely disappointing. No, they won't grill your baby. No, I'm just kidding. Last night, I went to Woodhouse Grill in Benani with our 11-month-old baby. Before even sitting down, my God, that's insane. Before even sitting down, I politely asked the manager if I could change my baby's diaper in my seat since the washroom was too narrow. Instead of understanding the situation, they flat out refused, saying that customers will react. And they didn't even allow me to use the waiting area for a quick diaper change. How is this acceptable in a restaurant that serves families? Where is the basic baby-friendly hospitality? A place that refuses to accommodate a simple and necessary request for an infant clearly doesn't care about its customers. I walked out immediately. Wouldn't recommend this place to any parent. If they're so concerned about how customers react, maybe they should consider providing proper baby changing facilities. Okay, yes, there should be proper baby changing facilities, right? True, that's important. However, if there isn't, you cannot, under any circumstances, change your soiled baby where people are eating their dinner. I know in the UK, there are requirements, like minimum requirements for like disability access, changing rooms and stuff. This might not be in the UK, right? Which maybe is why this is happening. That being said, you can leave, right? You cannot ask to change your baby in the restaurant, right? And I support your right to leave and to say, hey guys, there needs to be a better toilet. This is no good, right? Oh, okay. No, it's disgusting. It's filthy. I'd say it's probably a 7 or an 8 out of 10 because like it is gross. I'd say it's probably a 7 because it's like gross, it's disgusting, it's unhinged. But I also understand that they're probably really used to it because like if you have a baby, you're changing it like 5 times a day anyway. I don't know, maybe more. The weights can tell me. But like you're changing the baby constantly anyway, so you're probably like, oh, whatever, it's really quick, it won't be a big deal. But obviously, it is also disgusting. So, nasty. That's what I was kind of thinking. Is like, pop them in the back of the car. I assume that they came in a car, right? Like, if you've got a car, I'd just do it in there. You know, like because absolutely, like kids and parents and everybody deserves access to bathroom facilities. And I'm sure that the parents weren't hoping that this was going to be the case. But like, yeah, no, I know about a radar key. But that's what I'm saying is I'm assuming this isn't the UK. I don't know if there's like a spelling thing that like gives it away. Any excess O's. But also, where's Banani? Well, wherever it is. I'm assuming it's not the UK. Because I know the UK has better access. I'm not saying it's perfect by any means, but it's better. But like, you still can't do that. You cannot. And also the weights redeemed. Rate my username. I like your username. I remember your old username and I think the weights is way better. And I think it works for basically everything. I like a name that you can use all around. So I would say, yeah, I would say I like your name. I would say I think it's good. I think it gives all that you need as the family, you know? It would be fun to have a little more like color in it, but then when you add like gaming, blah blah blah. Google says it's in Bangladesh. That it does say Bangladesh eats up here. So yeah, I'm imagining that they don't have like a radar key toilet system in Bangladesh. But I wasn't sure if that was like Bangladeshi eats, like Bangladeshi restaurants, or if it was in Bangladesh. But allegedly it is. Blobbernog, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Just vibing, just chatting, just going through the worst of awfulness. All right. We've finished! Thank you for watching. Now let's none of us procreate and therefore lose our minds. Apologies, Sophie wrote that to everyone who has already procreated, but if you haven't, let's agree not to. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, thanks. I would like to say thank you, Sophie, for producing and going through what I'm sure was a very disturbing subreddit, because I think truly there is going to be some stuff on there that's just like, yeah, what did Sophie see that didn't make the list, I wonder? I wonder if I should ask her. If I should ask her to, like, show us just a few of the ones where she was like, no. It'll probably just make us really depressed because, like, insane parents are insane. Yeah, you should be. It's so psychotic. Well, I would like to say, given that it is now 10:15, thank you so much to everyone who has hung out. That website for mums and also Graham Linehan. Don't even get me started. Honestly, when he was like trying to get Mumsnet to be like all his stands was crazy. But he's back on Twitter now. Awful. Anyway, I have had a 10 out of 10 glorious stream. I'd like to thank you everyone for supporting today, especially Scotty, because he's given a fuck ton of bits, and DMW Cashew, who gifted 10 subs and sub tier 3. Amazing. I will be back with another stream and actual gaming on Friday. There will be a new podcast episode soon. There is much podcast going on. Videos are going to be coming back to my main channel. If you guys have stuff you want me to talk about, do link me to it, because sometimes I don't see things, and I try not to spend every hour of my day on the internet, though that is largely a fail. So yeah, if you have cool stuff you'd like me to check out, or weird stuff, or whatever, let me know. The wait! Thank you so much. You are the best, and I'm really happy that the stream works now. I'm actually starting to a little bit like hit my stride with content, and we're going to keep getting better and better. So yeah, that's the vision. But thank you everyone for being here. If you're new, follow the waits. Thank you so much. Everyone celebrate Spin a Lemon. No, Scratticus, I was just finishing. Go back and watch the VOD. It's good. But yeah, if you miss me and you want to catch up on something, go watch the podcast or listen to the podcast. It's available on Apple Music. It's available on Spotify. Yeah, it's another high buy. Yeah, well, usually by the time it's like 10 to 11, I'm done. But basically, I just finished my PowerPoint. So I got to the end. And I'm like, I got to go and make my dinners for the week. So yeah, I apologize. But content is coming out everywhere. All the time. Yes. And I am going to be back on Friday. We will have a good stream then. Do I have anything else I want to say? Not really. Thank you for being great. 'Tis I who should apologize. It's all right. The streams will get longer. It'll get easier to catch them. We're getting there. The stream's no longer broken, so joy. Anyway, Wyvern, Bojangles, Scratticus, everybody, you are the best. I love you loads. And yeah. Follow me everywhere else. Thank you and good night. Actually, we need a song. Wait. I was saying thank you, but then what are we going to do? Sit here in abject silence? Depressing. Hang on. There we go. Ooh, R&B. Let's see if this is good. Oh. It's time for romancing.
Said you needed space.
Okay.
Said
Bye,
you
everyone.
needed more time to think, so you went away. But you still would stay in my dreams. Now you're back for more. Why you in my reality? My head closed the door, even though my heart just won't leave. That was then, can't go back. Hurt so bad, had to block out the memory. If we try again, start from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away so long. I forgot your middle name, I forgot your birthday. You still wear cologne the same, like it in the worst way. You've been gone away. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away. 50-11 days, 50-11 days, 50-11. I lost count of all of the weeks that you have your way. Wouldn't pick a fight when you'd leave. Now you're back for more. Did you find the healing you seek? Or did you realize that I'm everything that you need? That was there. Go back. Yeah. So bad. Had to block out the memory. Yeah. Started from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. You've been gone since you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. I forgot your middle name, I forgot your birthday. You still wear cologne the same, love it in the worst way. You've been gone away. your birthday, your favorite position. Do we still have chemistry? Since you've been gone away so long.
That's what you said. Yeah, that's what you said. You know that I need it. Darling. Feeling like Jonah, brother turn low now. How we gon' find our way? Feeling like Moses, man, the Lord chose us. Now we gotta find our way. Feeling like David, man, I done gave him all. I gotta find my way. You never feel me. I'm still feeling like Jonah, brother turn low now. How we gon' find our way? Feeling like Moses, man, the Lord